Broadcasting live from SOAHR 2023 at the Gas South District Convention Center in Duluth, Georgia. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio. Brought to you by Oberman Law Firm, helping you navigate the complexity of workplace issues. Now, here's your host.
And hello again, everyone. John Ray here with Business RadioX, and we are at SOAHR 2023, the annual conference of SHRM Atlanta. We're at the beautiful Gas South District Convention Center. It's gorgeous, and it's full of people. So, I mean, it is a great turnout for this conference, the annual conference from SHRM Atlanta. We've had a lot of great attendees, and good for us, a lot of great guests. And I've got another one here. Zahara Fallaw is with us, and Zahara is with TRC Staffing Services. Zahara, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about TRC Staffing Services. How are you serving folks out there?
Yes, so TRC Staffing Services is a total talent solutions provider to help customers succeed or exceed their expectations with their talent. So we're hiring people on a daily basis, anything from entry level to upper management, hourly workers, salaried workers, direct hire, RPO solutions, on-site services, everything.
Oh, wow.
One-stop shop.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. So is this temporary staffing, permanent staffing, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Wow.
Yes.
So I just have one phone number I need to know then.
Exactly.
That works out pretty good. So talk about, I mean, a lot of folks that are out there doing staffing services, what do you think makes TRC staffing unique in terms of how you meet the needs of employers?
That's a great question. We've been in business for over 40 years. We're privately held and operated, based here in Atlanta, Georgia. I think what sets us apart is just the way that we're very quality driven with when we are searching for candidates and things like that. We're very consultative. We're not just going to come and put a cookie cutter solution to your staffing needs. We want to understand what your problems are with hiring. We want to understand what your culture is within your organization so that we can make the best fits. And we also have, we have different solutions. So we have different options for you to choose from, and that's when we go and do the discovery with your organization to understand what the solution is. And then we are going to offer a solution that we think is going to be a good fit for you.
Yeah, and the consultative part of that is interesting to me because I can see how some companies kind of think they know what they need, but maybe you come in and you're looking at it in a more comprehensive way than maybe they're thinking about it, and sometimes you can come up with solutions they really didn't think were possible. Yes,
and that happens a majority of the time. There are a lot of companies that use staffing agencies, and there are several different types of staffing agencies. They're, your mom and pop shops. They're your just day labor type of organizations. You have your large national companies. What I like about it is that we're more of a boutique style.
Yep.
So we have that consultative approach. We go in and diagnose by asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So
that's terrific. So are there any particular verticals that you work with, industries?
Yeah, so I'm over our commercial Atlanta market. So what that means is we deal a lot with your hourly workers in the manufacturing, logistics, distribution, call center space. And we do have a professional solutions division as well. And they have actual verticals like engineering, IT, HR, medical, things like that.
Got it. Well, since you're in the manufacturing, logistics, call center space, talk about some of the trends you're seeing in terms of employment in those industries.
Yeah, if it's not people needing people, it's people not actually wanting to do the jobs that we've been placing people for a long time. I've been in the industry 21 years.
Oh, wow.
I started out placing people on assembly lines and things like that. And back in the day, that was like all you did. When you went from high school or from college, you go and do those entry-level jobs. And, you'll make $10 an hour or $12 an hour. Since the pandemic, it just got to be where people were able to find jobs that were not standing on their feet all day, or, paying a little bit more, or the option to work remotely. So that's changed the market drastically. We're having to come up with different solutions and different options and different ways to attract and retain talent. So what I see is there's a high need for workers, but very little workers, or, low. It's a low unemployment right now. So there's not a lot of workers out there. And we're having to be creative, talk to our customers about their pay, their wages, what they're paying the employees, what they can do to create value and upskill their employees so that they can actually do better jobs than, just being on the line and things and stuff like that. And automations come into play as well.
Yeah, I can see that. And so really I think what we hear, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's not just about the pay, although that's obviously always important.
Right.
But it's sometimes about the opportunity too, right?
Yes.
And so creating that opportunity is really important for companies if they want to retain good people that you help them with, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are some of the big opportunities that you see that companies have to, because employers, it's competition, right? I mean, in terms of who being an attractive employer. So what are some of the things that you're seeing forward-thinking employers doing that makes their workplace attractive?
Yeah, they're invested in their employees through employee engagement, through micro promotions, things like that. Social type of networking events and just thinking outside the box when it comes to your employee. They just don't want to come to work. They want to be a part of the solution. They want to be a part of something. So giving them, the autonomy to make suggestions for change and things like that as well. Yeah,
they part of something bigger than just their job, right? Yeah, right. And what you're describing, maybe I'm wrong, but what you're describing sounds like things that don't really cost a lot of money.
No.
They're really more intentional kinds of things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's no longer one of those type of markets where or type of situations where you can just demand an employee to work, and it's like, if you don't do the job, I can hire someone else that will do the job, because that's not the case these days. It's
right.
It's a little harder.
Yeah, because what you're describing is if you lose someone, what you're saying is a big problem is people don't want to work and do the jobs that sometimes are out there, right? So you're really in a mess if you lose the people that you have there doing a good job there, right?
And you lose the knowledge, you lose the skills, and you lose the value that employee had and added to your organization. So retention is huge, and keeping those employees happy and helping them grow and their careers grow. And you have to actually offer a career. If you're wanting to hire people that are going to be long-term employees for your organization, you have to create a career path for them so that they can see trajectory.
So, Zahara, talk about what you're seeing here at the conference, and maybe some of the things that you're hearing from the employers that you're talking to while you're here.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of cool HR people walking around, a lot of cool, a lot of good speakers, and I hear a lot about tech integration, data tech transformation.
Yep.
I hear a lot about diversity and inclusion. I hear a lot about just people wanting to offer better services for their employees. So I'm seeing a lot of different HR related organizations come in, payroll companies, background check companies, things like that.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, Zahara, let's get to the most important question, which I've got to think that there's some folks that want to be in touch. So let's tell them how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's TRC Staffing Services. You can go on our website, trcstaffing.com. And then my email address is zahara.fallaw@trcstaffing.com. And that's ZAHARA.F like Frank, ALLAW @trcstaffing.com.
Zahara Fallaw at TRC Staffing Services. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, John.
Absolutely. And folks, just a reminder that these interviews are underwritten by Oberman Law. When you have complexities in the workplace that need great legal assistance, be sure and check out Oberman Law Firm.
Thank you for joining us. This episode of North Fulton Business Radio is underwritten by Oberman Law Firm. Oberman Law helps local, regional, and national clients manage the sensitivities of employee relations in the workplace.